Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time. Some say that Tom is like a giant among men. Others say he's a little obsessed.
I don't even have a top 10.
Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time.
Today we're going to be talking about 10 more games. It's Thanksgiving, isn't it? It's that time of year anyway. For a lot of those folks of you watching internationally, Thanksgiving's not a big holiday, but it is to me. It's time to thank my God for all that He's done for me. So let's talk about today some more games. I think we're at what, 31 to 40. Fantastic. Let's go check them out.
Number 40, Hollywood Bluster.
This isn't nearly as exciting as going to a HeroScape convention, I'm sure, but regardless, let's get started. Number 40, Hollywood Blockbuster. Well, that's actually the version I have. It's called Traumfabrik, which is the German version of the game. But either way, it's an auction game in which players are bidding to get different movie stars that they can then put into their movies. They are going to be trying to make the best movie or sometimes the worst, but either case, it's a really fun theme, especially with my updated version, and it's a pretty decent auction game on top of that, so that's why it's number 40, Hollywood Blockbuster.
Number 39, Small World.
Number 39 is Small World. Now, I've always liked Small World ever since it came out. It was a refreshing, updated version of Vinci. It's this great world-conquering game with fantasy thrown in as a flair, but you know, as each expansion comes out, it gets more and more interesting. There's so much, and now this year, Small World Underground has come out, and Small World Underground is basically a whole game in and of itself, but it's also a expansion, adds to the original game. And so I think I really like the whole way the whole thing fits together. I like the fact that families can play it and that everyone can play it, but diehard gamers play it too. And there's a real kickin' iOS version out there. So that's Small World.
Number 38, Kingsburg.
Kingsburg is a game about rolling dice and then placing those dice in places, which sounds very simplistic, but it has some great artwork, which I like. It has a good, fun theme, but just the idea of where do you put those dice? Do you put them all on one person? Do you put some on the other? Now, there's some games that have followed this trend, this idea of putting down dice on spots. There's a lot of games that do it now, but Kingsburg was one of the first ones to do it well and to do it simply. It's a great game.
Number 37, Cash and Guns.
Are you on?
Yes.
Now, Cash and Guns is a game that some people probably think is inappropriate. And I can completely understand that, because pointing a gun at somebody else is probably not the best thing to do. Well, we know it's not the best thing to do, but this game is just tons of fun. It works well in all sorts of situations, and it's one that I would recommend quite a bit. So, I can see not everyone liking it, not everyone wants to play it, but certainly one that I'd be interested in, Cash and Guns. 36, Arkham Horror.
Number 36, Arkham Horror.
One of the things that I don't like usually are games that are overly complex. I'm really not a big fan of them. I don't know why. I'm just not looking for a game that has, you know, so many rules that no one can figure out how to play it. Arkham Horror is a fairly complex game, and yet it's one that I don't mind because the theme is so stinking strong. I mean, super strong in this game. And because of that, it's one that I just enjoy playing. I mean, it's horror, and I'm not a huge horror fan, but I am a fan of fun horror, I guess, if that might be the word. And here you just seem to get spades of that. Oozing with it, with the 600 million expansions. So, we got our turkey, and we got another good game, Arkham Horror.
Number 35, Kremlin.
Hams are expensive. But what are we talking about? Oh, our favorite games. I don't even know what number. Kremlin, that's right. I'm not a game designer, but I am designing a game. And a game I think is a good one. But basically, The initial idea for my game came from Kremlin because it's such a good idea. The idea of backstabbing and just trying to control people and getting them in the right positions of power. It's not done in many games, but it's such a great concept. Now, Kremlin's showing a bit of age, and I'm hoping my game's better in the long run. But the theme is really good, and I can see just a lot of things working really well in this game. Just the idea. If you've not played it, try and find a copy. It's hard. They're expensive, and they're out of print. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to promote a game that's hard to get, but it is neat, very thematic. Kremlin.
Number 34, Power Grid.
You probably noticed that by this time that on my list, you're seeing a lot of games that aren't very, you know, the Euro-style games. Although I guess even in this top 10, we've seen Kingsburg and Small World. Well, maybe Small World's I don't know what kind of game Small World is, but there are some great Euro-style games. There really is, and Power Grid is one of those. One of the things that makes Power Grid so good is the fact that it fits 6 people just as well as it fits 3. Don't touch. And Power Grid really just has that idea, the auctions and just how tense it is. This year we've seen some backlash against from some vocal podcasters about how Power Grid's not that great of a game. Well, guess what? They are dead stinking wrong. It's absolutely fantastic. It's fun every time I play it. There's so many different maps. It has a super tense feeling the whole time through. I just love it. Power Grid.
Number 33, Ages of Vampires?
Empires.
Empire.
Here's a game that's gone way up, mostly because of an expansion that came out this year, and that's Age of Empires. Age of Empires is a really fun worker placement game, one of the most entertaining and yet thematic ones that I played, and it's gone up because a great expansion came out this year that gave each of the countries their own special power, added a lot of variety to it. But I mean, the game was already in my top 100. This kind of just cements the fact that it's going to be there for quite a long time. The Builders expansion adds, you know, some minor things, doesn't change the gameplay too much, but adds a great amount of variety. So check it out. I guess it's not Age of Empires, it's called some newfangled name now, but my copy says Age of Empires, so I'm probably going to keep calling it that. Check my website for the real name.
Number 32, Galaxy Tracker.
Some games I like just because they're just so stinking fun that, you know, you can say anything you want about strategy or anything else, but it's just fun. And that's what Galaxy Tracker is. Galaxy Tracker, you're building your own spaceship. You're building it as fast as you can. You know, there's luck when after you're done building your spaceship, because asteroids are going to come and blow your ship up. Guns are going to come and blow your ship up. For the most part, I don't care. It's because it's just so silly fun. Watching your ship, building your ship, blowing up things, fighting pirates, all these other things going on. And so it's one that I'm always going to play. There's at least 2 expansions out for it, which both make it even more ridiculously impossible to get your spaceship to where it's supposed to go. But if you do get it there, it's just great fun. First time I played it, instantly on the spot I was hooked, and I still have that same feeling today when I play it. Galaxy Tracker.
Number 31, Shadows of Camelot.
I feel like I've been talking about Shadows over Camelot forever. But I still remember the first time I played it. We played it and we said, wow, this is just so much better, because up to that point, the only cooperative game we had played was Lord of the Rings, the cooperative game. But you know, it's just the added effect of a traitor, which some people, well, a lot of people claim was much better done in Battlestar Galactica. But in Shadows over Camelot, as your different knights trying to help out King Arthur, you know, just the idea that one of you is behind there traitoring, it works so well. And the reason it's higher on my list is because it just does so well with people who've never played games before. I can explain to them how to play, and because we're all working together at the beginning, supposedly, I can tell them how to play a little bit. And once someone accuses someone else of being a traitor, the whole thing just works so well as kind of like an icebreaker. Just great fun. So, you know, it's been out for a while. People are talking about it as much as they used to, but they're still, I think, playing it quite a bit. Shadows over Camelot. Well, thanks for joining me today. I take that back. That was as exciting. Maybe not for you, but I love Thanksgiving food. It is wonderful. And I make the best pickled eggs you'll ever have. But be that as it may, I hope you enjoyed the top 10 today, even if it was a bit incoherent at times. But you can also check out Melody Vasel's top 100 games. You can check out the people's top choice of top 100 games. Just a lot of fun all around, and we are going to get into the top 30 next week. Some really fantastic, just absolutely amazing games. They all have been fantastic and amazing, but these are the best of all. So until next week, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time.